Welcome back to another episode of the Aussie Gamers Experience podcast. I am your host, Snoogs, and joining me on deck tonight are my vigilant co-hosts, Lucas and Greggio, helping us through the top news and gaming stories from the week. So sit back, relax, and get ready for episode 307.
Whoa, this is the Aussie Gamers Experience podcast, the show with irreverent live listeners, raging hosts, and eventually conversation about the best and the worst of the video games industry. So, all that you're required to do now is to pick up your poison of choice. Expect the best, but prepare for the worst, and above all, enjoy the show.
Thanks everyone for joining in. Before we get started, a big happy level update to the one and only Greggio. Happy birthday, bro.
Thank you very much.
Happy birthday, Greg.
Update again.
Yeah, no, I've been getting lots of happy birthdays today. I had a game I played today. As I made everyone aware a few weeks ago now, maybe even a few months ago now, I had to reset my phone because my phone was playing up and I lost all my contacts. So today I've been finding out who I haven't added back onto my phone contact list today.
Oh yeah,
So
all the birthday messages.
I've been playing Guess Who of birthday messages today, which has been funny and fun at the same time. So yeah, it's been good.
New phone, who dis?
Who are you doing?
Yep.
Good stuff. And Luke, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm doing fine, thank you very much. Still kicking, still happy, still smiling, still breathing, everything like that. So yeah,
That's
not
always
bad.
a bonus. And a quick g'day to everyone in the chat. As always, thank you for joining in. So we've got Atan, Azrael, Martikins, Radicus, and Skrill. I think that's everyone. I've got
That's
to close
everyone,
one eye
mate.
so I can read it. Beautiful.
You
All
nailed it.
right, let's jump into the show. We have a bit in store, as always, for everyone, including some Ghost of Tsushima, Xbox and their discontinuing bits and pieces, a bit of a discussion on Gamer Girl, a new game coming out, and as usual, a few games thrown in for good measure. So let's get started, shall we?
Hey, Snoogs, are you okay?
I don't know.
You're not having a stroke or anything, are you?
It's not working. The mouth is not working tonight. I don't know.
I
what's going
reckon
on.
because we're talking about Ghost of Tsushima and a few games coming up that we're going to talk about.
Oh, was it that good? Was it?
That's yeah.
I mean, it was so bad, I took it as you did it on purpose. Could have gotten away with it if it wasn't for this.
I personally thought that you might have been having a medical episode.
Having a seniors moment.
Are you wearing your glasses?
I haven't got them yet.
Oh, okay. Just go
Yeah,
get some
I'm
from the servo. Oh, dear.
God.
All right, but anyway, Ghosts of Tsushima is going to come up, and we will talk about a few games.
This week in gaming. A bit of a special one this week because back in 2015, this game was released. The first game that I actually reviewed with back then, it was Aussie Gamers Express.
Oh,
And that
game was
was
that?
Cube.
oh yeah.
Quick understanding of block extrusions.
That's right. Yeah, what a weird name there. But yeah, I liked that game.
Yeah, so physics-based puzzle game. I absolutely loved it. I loved the second one as well. Published by Grip Digital and developed by Toxic Games. It was originally released back in 2012 on Steam, but the console version came out in 2015.
Yeah, what I liked about that, it had a very Portal feel to it without just blatantly copying Portal. So it's very much its own game, but has that kind of aesthetic to it that makes it good. Great game.
And it was such a trippy story as well. It was really intriguing, and yeah, so it's a great game, and it's one that holds a special spot because it was my first ever official review.
I still haven't finished Cube 2 yet, you know? I should get around to that.
I had little people helping me get through the puzzles. There was a few of them when I went, all right, I'll try it, to humor a 5-year-old. And yeah, it worked.
Well, maybe they can come around and give me a hand.
Yeah, I'll send them over. They've had a few years to get stuck into it, so it's all right now. All right, let's jump into the main bits. Some game talks, shall we?
Yes.
Games currently playing. We're going to kick it off with a game that is not yet out. It's not yet released. It's due out on the 23rd, which is by the time this goes live. It will be out in the world. And that game is Carrion.
Yeah.
Greg?
It's a little bit scary to mention this game because it sounds a lot like Karen. And nobody likes that. Nobody likes a Karen.
No one likes the Karens.
But we promise it's Carrion.
Carrion. Greg, being that this has been probably one of your most anticipated titles for a little while,
Yeah.
I'll let you crack on with it because you come around and had a bit of a go with me.
Yeah. I straight up love this game. It's everything I wanted it to be and more. I remember seeing it way back when it was first talked about ages and ages ago. And
you were tweeting with the dev, weren't you?
Yeah, a long time ago. It's years ago now, but I remember looking at it then and just going, "This looks so cool. I got to play this game when it comes out." And we had a crack last night, and a good solid crack. Like you had to kick me out. You were just like, "Dude, I got to go to bed. You got to go home." Otherwise, I would have kept playing. So much fun. It's so dark. It's so macabre. So I probably should actually explain what it is for those that don't know. So it's a reverse horror game. It's a sort of platforming puzzle. Pixel bit 2D game where you play this amorphous red blob with sticky tentacles that you use to reach out and grab people and eat them and become bigger and bigger and stronger. And you're trying to escape the lab that you've been being created or tested on. We haven't actually got to the end, so we don't know the full story yet. But anyway, as you go, you get bigger and you get more abilities and more strength, and you get to do more ridiculously horrific, horrible, terrible, funny ass things to people. We had a ball.
Yeah, there are so many bits in it that are, very, very much tropes of the horror or gore genre that just so well fit and have you cackling, cackling along to yourself about just, how this is played out because it's happened in a movie or something before.
Yeah, there's even a few times you look sideways at me and do you really just say that? I don't know what else. I don't know what else to say. It's such a good game. You got to try it. It'll be out on Game Pass in a few days on Xbox if you want to try it for free. And it'll be out on Steam, I believe, probably the same time. Probably not for free.
No, it's $30 on Steam. You know what? It's on face value that kind of looks expensive.
Yeah,
but given how much fun we've had with it,
my knee jerk was to go oof, but when I think about it seriously, that's probably a fair price. You'll get $30 worth of fun out of it, especially if you play the whole thing through. You'll get $30 worth of fun out of it.
Yeah, so there's lots of little things. It's not just a straightforward game. There is puzzles. There's different ways that you've got to get through them. You've got to use your size. Sometimes your size is an advantage as this blob. Sometimes it's a disadvantage. Like certain things where you can only use certain abilities when you're smaller or bigger, or when you're trying to get around a tight corner. If you're too big, you can't turn that tight corner. So it makes, certain ways of attacking an area. You've got to think about it a little bit differently. But, yeah, lots of fun to be had.
Yeah, I really did enjoy the mechanic of how they utilize, how the size really does matter. I really enjoyed that. And while you never feel like your size, no matter how big or small you are, you always feel pretty movable, right? You never feel like you're cumbersome, but you do feel a difference in movability and speed each time you size up. Like you do slow down a bit, and while you never feel like you're like I said, we got
It's
to the
always
largest
fluid, yeah.
size at the end, just before we sort of finished up, and I was like, oh, doing these turns are starting to really get a bit, it's starting to get a bit difficult. But at the same time, when you're in an open space, they're still very I was that big size, man. You start to really wreak havoc on big groups of enemies very easily. It's good, and the way that you can shed mass to help you. There's certain places where you can shed mass and deliberately shed mass and store it away so you can come back and pick it up later. So yeah, each size has its own set of abilities, and if you want to use an ability, you've got to get to that size to be able to use it. So shedding and picking up weight constantly to try and change up your abilities to get through a level is part of that puzzle solving process, and I really enjoyed it. I think it's good.
All right, we'll keep an eye out for that. It's coming in on the 23rd. It's on everything.
Yeah, well, it's
PC,
going to be
Xbox, PS4, Switch.
Yep.
Everything.
And if you can't wait till then, there is a demo available on GOG and Steam.
So
I'll
at
definitely
least
give
have a
that a
crack
go.
at that.
Definitely.
That'll whet your appetite.
Yeah.
It's good fun.
Yeah.
All right. Lucas.
Yes, mate.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. Well, that came out last Friday, and we got our hands on a copy from Sony, so we got a review copy of the game that we didn't have to pay for. Make that clear. However, it's not grabbing me. I'm not blown away by this game. No, it's quite disappointing, actually. Disappointing that it's not grabbing me. The game's not bad, but it's just, it doesn't feel as polished as it probably should be, considering it comes from Insomniac, is
Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch, sorry. Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Sucker Punch game. These guys that made the Infamous games.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like the Infamous games were made better. Like they had a better production value to them. Now, Tsushima is an open world stealth action game. You play as a samurai from Tsushima on the island of Tsushima, and it's I haven't played a ton of it yet. I definitely haven't finished the game, but from what I can see, it's a story of I guess rescue and revenge. I guess that's all I can really tell from now. Mm-hmm. But the visuals are nice if you take a step back and have a look. But if you take notice of the details, there's a lot of rough edges. And we've had a lot of games over the generations like this, where there's the climbing is a sort of integral part to the game, like Assassin's Creed, like Infamous, plenty of other games like that, Uncharted. And there's kind of like a sort of an understanding or an expectation from these kind of games. And in the current generation, in 2020, those kind of games have hit like a bar, right? Ghost of Tsushima doesn't come close to that bar. And what I'm referring to are simple things like handholds on the side of a rocky mountain. And I'm purely picking on graphics right now, but you see there might be a rock face. The rock face is quite simple. It's not very detailed at all. And then the climbable parts, like on Uncharted, you might have ledges that sort of stand out just a little bit to show that's climbable.
It's like bird crap on them, or
there's
a visual look.
Well, this one literally just has a block darting out of an almost flat rock face. Like it's like they've just whacked some super glue on a boulder and just gone and stuck that on the wall, and then another one up and to the left. Put another one there, and then a bit further up to the right, put another one there. And so
it's not integrated into it.
Not at all. It is like just cut and paste glued to the side of these rock faces. And it doesn't look good. It's very jarring. It looks PS3 kind of textured. It's not real good. That's the first thing that comes to mind when I think of this game. And then other sort of things that are a little bit I don't know, like it's just like a miss, just like they've missed a detail. there are certain circumstances where you'll stand on, say, games where one leg might be on a rock and the other one's on flat ground, but that leg on the rock will be sort of bent and on top of it. Okay, that does happen. But if you just walk up an incline, your animation does not change from walking on a flat surface. So when you're walking up a hill, your feet clip through the ground because they're flat.
That's one thing I actually picked up.
Yeah.
I haven't actually got to the open world section of it. I'm only probably half hour or so in.
Yeah.
And there was one section where I walked up through it's kind of like a bump out the front of a house that was all mudded.
Yeah.
And I walked through this mud hill. So like the terrain was sort of halfway up my shins. And like as soon as I saw that was the main thing that I picked at from my playthrough of it. I'm like, that doesn't look right. I have not seen that in a long time.
Yeah, but it's those little details that are a little bit disappointing. I mean, also there's very little in the way of footprints, especially when you're walking through mud. Tracking there's a mission where there are actual footprints in the ground that are there, part of the mission that you have to follow. Yet you don't leave any footprints whatsoever. You're walking through this soft mud.
You are a ninja.
Well, yeah, okay, maybe is that good. There'll probably be some people that fight you on that, the difference between ninjas and samurai, but, we won't go there. But there's...
It's said for a reason.
There's just so many different issues like this. And another one that I can think of is when you're in combat, the camera is absolutely garbage. The amount of times where the game puts you into a combat situation through part of a story where you're in close proximity of trees and buildings and things of the like. And the amount of times where I lost sight of my character because the camera was now behind a tree or behind some foliage or behind a building. The camera doesn't... Whereas a fix for this in a lot of games is where when that happens, the camera just goes closer to you. So it's in front of the tree branch or something like that. Or the tree becomes invisible and you see through it so you can still see your character. This game doesn't do anything like that. If that happens, then you're blind. You can't see anything. You need to quickly swivel the camera around so you can actually see you fighting and being attacked. And that has frustrated me on quite a few occasions. So, look, at this point of time, the game has more negatives than it has positives for me. However, keeping in mind, I've only played probably about 2 or 3 hours. So I'm not this isn't a thorough sort of a critique of the game. This is really just a first impressions. The story that it has given me early on feels cliched, and I don't particularly care. I am going to keep going, and I really do hope that I am wrong and the story strengthens, but it's not grabbing me. It's not grabbing me at all. I give it some credit, though. The actual combat is good, and it's quite rewarding in its fluidity of the animations and the takedowns and that. That's actually quite good. But most everything else feels super rushed, jagged, and like it was cut out with a pair of scissors that a 5-year-old had in kindergarten. That's my take on it so far. Couple of weeks from now, I'll have finished it, and I will be making a video review with my final thoughts. But these are my initial thoughts. What do you think?
Yeah, and I'll be streaming it over the next week. This game wasn't on my radar, being that it's Sucker Punch. That was probably the resounding thing that I wanted to look at it. The subject matter, though, it's not a big part of my interest. My interest when it comes to history and that sort of stuff is more European based than the Japanese style of it.
That's the heartbreaking part. I absolutely love Japanese. I love Japanese law. I love samurai. I love all of that. And I was really excited for this game. And so far I've been just let down. Just in the chat, Skrills asked a very good question that I did want to bring up, and I will bring up in my review. Does it have a lock-on mechanic? No, not one that I'm aware of anyway. So when you are in combat, you just
kind of.
Well,
for camera issues, no.
There's no lock on. What I assume he's talking about is, say, for example, in Dark Souls, you can lock onto a character, and then if you press left, you'll essentially circle around the character with your eyes and your focus on the character. No. This does not have that. So you have to continually keep adjusting the camera, which if you're just using a standard controller, takes your fingers off the attack button, and you have to move the controller and change it around, which is why that becomes a really big issue for when trees and shit get in the way, because when you probably should be attacking or blocking, you're busy moving the camera so you can see that you're about to get attacked, and then you get your head cut off. But that is another misstep, I think, is that lock-on thing, that it doesn't have it. If you go to run a different direction towards another character, the camera won't move or anything like that. But
you start running back at the screen, and
that's right.
There was a few of those moments where it was a little bit frustrating. But like I said, I haven't played enough of it. What I have played, the sword play makes me feel like a bit of a badass, which I've enjoyed so far. But I haven't really gotten into anything overly taxing in regards to combat. Like I've had no real one-on-one fights as yet. And the premise that, I can turn myself into the ghost and get rid of this honourable samurai tag and be dishonourable, so to speak. So, look, I'm going to have a lot of fun with that side of it, and seeing how that side of the story progresses and where it goes. So yeah, I'll be streaming it over the next little while. So make sure you stick your head in and say g'day.
Only a coward attacks from the shadows.
Coward me up, baby.
They're pretty shadows, aren't they?
I will quite happily jump out and put a sword down beside someone's spine. Through their collarbone. Thank you.
I got to tell you now. I'm gonna simplify this quite a bit, but this is kind of how I felt that went in the game. He's a samurai, and his sort of family creed, if you will, is honor, which is a very Japanese thing. Everything is very, very, very centralized around being honorable. And the character Jin Sekai, I think his name is. He's very all for keeping his honor and not breaking his promise to his father. And then there's like a thing that happens in it, and he's like, but it's dishonorable. Oh, okay, no worries, I'll do it. That's kind of how that goes down. It's like, yeah, but that's not the... Oh, yeah, okay. All right, let's do it. Oh, dear. Actually, just quickly, I'm not going to harp on it, but the weather changes like that. It's the weirdest thing. You're riding along and it's pissing down, and then all of a sudden go, bing! Oh, it's sunny. That's good. Nice, thanks for that.
Oh, cool.
So you're playing in Melbourne, in other words?
Yeah.
Without the mask.
No, you got a mask.
I don't have one yet. So
yeah, you'll find one.
Mate, well, you may as well keep it going, because Greg and I have exhausted our list for this week. So Assassin's Creed Unity, you jumped back into this one. Is it still as bad as it was?
Well, that was what I was going to address. Now, I downloaded this the other day, and while I was going to play with the Wraith, speaking of which, he hasn't showed up, so I want to see his sick note. We had to play through the first two sequences before we could party up and do the co-op missions. So we're both playing along. I think in total I had to restart the game 4 times, and the game bugged out on me. Like, I mean restart the game as in like close it down and reload it. And then I had to restart checkpoint, I think probably 4 times as well. And there was a couple of instances where I got stuck on climbing onto the side of nothing. There was an instance where I had to follow an NPC, but the NPC didn't go anywhere. He just stood there. And I'm like, ooh, what's going on here? And over the Discord, I heard Nick raging like all hell at the game on his end. So in the end, we turned it off and went and played something else. So it's still stuffed. The game is still broken as hell. I would have thought that this game had been at least playable by now, but no, it's not. So if you are thinking of playing that game, don't pay money for it. I got it for free somehow. I don't remember how. I think Ubisoft gave it away at one stage, but it's still a steaming pile of broken bugs, which is a shame because it's a bloody good game if it worked, but it doesn't. So anyway,
But it still doesn't work. So.
It doesn't work. It's garbage.
All right. What's gaming chair?
Well, gaming chair. Do you recall I was asking the lovely people of our Discord channel, our agents, about gaming chairs and what should I get? I even tweeted out saying, should I look at Secret Lab or should I look at AK Racing? And the general consensus was go AK Racing. However, I did some research. I went into a shop and sat on, wasn't an AK Racing or anything like that, but I sat on a gaming chair, right? And those things are uncomfortable as all hell. I don't like them at all.
They're hard. They're hot.
Yep. After all the people talking up AK Racing and Secret Lab and all that stuff, I settled on this one that I'm sitting on right now. Now, it was probably in the same vicinity of the price of like a Secret Lab chair. However, this thing is dead set a leather lounge with a swivel chair thing stuck to the bottom of it.
Nice.
It is heaven. I don't even remember the name of it. I don't know what it's called. I got it from Harvey Norman, and I went in there and sat on the one that they had in there and just sunk into it and went, I love this chair. I'm going to buy it. So
Take it up, put it in the car.
Yeah, so my advice to people who are getting a new chair for their computer, like a desk chair, just do some research. Like, not that I want to make anyone feel bad about having a gaming chair. Fuck, if you like it, it's great. If it's good for your back, it's good for your back. Now, I don't have back problems. It's not like a number one priority to get something that's going to give me perfect posture. But this car, stupid. Where am I going with that? Because the other ones are like car seats. That's what I'm thinking of. This seat actually has really good lumbar, and it has a good pillow sort of built into it as well. I personally could not see myself on one of those gaming chairs. So if you are looking at buying a chair, however you're not too sure, look, just have a closer look at those gaming chairs. The research I did, it brought up some good points. These chairs, a lot of them have got like bolsters on them, which are absolutely not necessary, because if you don't know what a bolster is, it's the bits that sort of stick out to the side, that kind of hug your sides and hug the outside of your thighs. They're in car seats, because in cars you go around corners. Those bolsters are there to keep you from sliding out of your chair. That's the idea there. So if you are in just a seated position in front of a computer, some of the things that people were mentioning in their reviews are that those bolsters are putting undue pressure on your legs and on your parts of your body, which will increase fatigue. That's another point as well. The bit at the front of the seat that might be bulged up, which is another thing that car seats have to stop, like to keep you in the seat. So in a frontal collision, and so you don't slide forward, it sort of locks your bum in. Not necessarily. You're not going to be in a crash. Well, 99.9% of the time there's not going to be a car involved while you're sitting at your computer, but not that it's never happened before. But yeah, just that's my advice. I did quite a bit of research, because say $600 for like a chair, a seat to sit on at a computer, it's a lot of money. So you want to make sure you're getting one that's going to be good for you. But Skrill's in the chat saying my chair's feelings are getting hurt. Well, stop sitting on it then, Skrill. But, yeah, look, I got this chair. Look, I don't even remember what it's called. Hang on, one second. I suppose people might want to know. I'll have a look.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll chuck in my 2 cents. So I do have a gaming chair, so to speak, with the, I've got all the adjustable bits and pieces. It rocks right back, and all of that stuff. It does have the side supports. And because I am a bit of a bigger bloke, it does push my legs together. It is the bottom of it is hard, but it is comfortable. And sitting on it for a long period of time, it doesn't get harder. It just it supports it well. But my biggest thing is that the chair itself gets very hot. And I don't have air conditioning in this room, so it heats up quite a lot and then becomes uncomfortable that way. And the biggest problem too is mine's 2 and a bit years old and already falling apart. All the fake leather shit's coming off it. So,
mate, I got no idea what this thing's called. Like it doesn't have a name on it.
It's a chair, and see your emoticons.
But it's a comfy chair, and I will put it in the description of the podcast of what it actually is. Because
going on to Risk of Rain 2.
Yes, Risk of Rain. Oh, I just found what it is. it's the Hensley Black office chair, and I've just seen it on the website, and it's $50 cheaper now. Son of a bitch!
Always the way.
Yeah, always the way. All right, I'm cursed by the Wraith. Right, so Risk of Rain 2. The Wraith, speaking of that fella, he convinced me to get this game. Have you guys heard of Risk of Rain, let alone the sequel?
No.
Well, it is a game, and I got the sequel to it for about $20 or whatever it is, and I've got to say it's not bad. It's a pointless game because you feel like you don't really get anywhere because it's a rogue.
Risking, right?
Is it a roguelike or roguelite? Do you know what is that? Or are they two different things? Does anyone know?
Things.
Okay.
I would say two different things.
Okay.
Because a roguelite would be a roguelike with less of the.
But yeah, not as many of the sort of features of a roguelike. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this one is a definite roguelike because it is 100% a rogue game. Like, do you know that comes from that game Rogue? Can't remember. There's a game that was like the leader of all these rogue style games. But anyway, it's basically a game where you keep going until you die. And the difficulty ramps up. So it starts on easy, and you just keep killing things. And you run around in a procedurally generated world, and you pick up, say, healths, you pick up little robots to help you along the way. Every single thing that you pick up will be with you until you die. So nothing sort of runs out. And you have a move set of your primary, your secondaries, and you've got cooldown super weapons, and you'll just get all of these enemies thrown at you. And then what you'll do is when you feel like you might be powerful enough, at any time you can activate a boss. Rogue Legacy, that's the game. Nice. You can activate the boss, and the boss will come in, and it's just like a big massive boss fight. And then if you defeat the boss, you'll go to another procedurally generated world, and you'll rinse and repeat. But everything that you got, like all your power-ups from the first level, will continue on into the next one, except you'll lose all your money. And you just keep on going, and you go and you go and go until eventually you die, or all of your co-op partners die. And then you start again, right from the beginning again. It's strange, but it's still strangely addictive. It's a fun game to play. It's really weird. You do unlock things that you keep, like you will unlock new characters with different move sets. So that's sort of the draw card to replaying the game over and over again. But yeah, as I was saying, the game will ramp up the difficulty as well. So the longer that you play, the harder it gets. So let's say that you spend 30 minutes like leveling up before you get to the first boss. Then the second boss is going to be harder towards if you just spent 10 minutes picking up things and then fight the boss on the first level. Does that make sense?
Yep. Do you feel like it's more fun with friends?
Oh, I don't even think I'd bother on my own. Yeah, 100% it's better with friends.
What I mean. Yeah.
And if you're playing with one other person, as long as one person survives, everyone comes back at the next level. But if one person dies during a level, they do not respawn. They're dead. The level needs to be completed first, and then you come back.
Like Dark Zones in Destiny.
I don't know if I know what that is, but yeah, sure. But yeah, look, I mean, it's a good game. I'm glad I grabbed it, but yeah, I'm not sure I'd play much of this on my own. It'd be a good fun thing to play with friends. And A10 came along for the ride as well. and picked up the game and played it with us. It was good fun.
All right, well, that's it for Game Talk this week. So let's jump into What's That Sound?
All right.
What was last week's sound?
All right, it was this one. So that was last week's What's That Sound? And we had quite a few guesses to the point where I think people were just thinking of any old school game that they know of and were throwing that in the chat. But the shotgun approach was not successful for what this sound is.
It was GTA 5, wasn't it?
No, not GTA 5. But do you recall a particular character who's coloured mainly blue and would run around jumping up and down, shooting things, and all of the Skrill has, there you go, it's a typo he's put in the chat there, but it was actually the death sound for Mega Man.
See, that's why I didn't know that. I heard that many times that I've deleted it from my memory because of the amount of times that I have rage quit that game.
Yeah, so that's what that was. Now, I was surprised that with the amount of guesses that nobody just accidentally wrote that one in there. But yeah, that was Mega Man dying. All right, are you ready for this week's What's That Sound?
Fire away.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I know that one.
You know that one, Gritch?
That one. I'm pretty sure I know that one.
It's an easy one this week.
Yeah.
So, I will play it again. Calm down, Radicus. But if you are new and don't know what's going on, if you think you know what that sound is, then head across to our Discord channel, jump into the podcast general, and put your answer in there. Just say, hey, this week's What's That Sound is this game. If you're correct, you'll get a little emoji thing added to your comment. But I will play it again for those who are still playing along and haven't turned it off. I'm surprised there's not much going on in the chat here. I would have thought that somebody would have got this one. And Pat, no comment from you. Does that mean you're not sure?
I got no idea.
Ooh.
I'm not good at these. I think out of all of these that we've done, I reckon I can safely remember one that I got right.
I'm going to message you with my answer and see if I'm right.
Okay, and A10 says Mega Man. No,
That was Mega Man.
Azrael is saying, I know, I've heard it. All right, let me have a look and see what Greggio has written. Oh, no, you're wrong.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because it sounds there's a bit like there's a sound like exactly like that in that game. I'm trying to remember what it is. It's like the lead in.
No, well,
anyway,
you can say what your answer was.
Yeah, I thought it was from Black, but no, obviously I'm not right.
No. All right, I'll play it one more time and then we can move on.
All right. There you go, everyone. So hit us up in the Discord
okay.
if you've got your answer. How good is Black?
Black is
that is
it's
good.
an awesome game.
We need some more Black.
We're never going to get another Black.
I know. Oh, well. Let's jump into some news, shall we, boys?
Let's do it.
All right. Heading off news this week, there has been a massive outburst on social media about a new game coming up from Wales Interactive, an FMV or a full motion video, called Gamer Girl. Now, Wales Interactive have tweeted about this, and I've actually had a read of what their thoughts of for Gamer Girl and what it's trying to do, and I'm actually in agreement with what they're trying to do. I just really feel they've gone about it the wrong way. So I'll read out their tweets. So it's over a couple, so bear with me for a sec. Gamer Girl is about the impact user comments and actions have on a streamer's mental health and well-being. The reason why FMV Future created the game was to raise the issue of the toxic environment which can often appear online behind the anonymity of a username. Without giving away too much, Gamer Girl is an empowering story of a female streamer who, with the help of her moderator friend, battles the trolls and overcomes the toxic characters in her stream. Gamer Girl was co-written by Alexandra Burton, who was the lead actress who improvised the entire script. The research into the streaming content of Gamer Girl took 4 years, and the dev team at FMV Future interviewed dozens of female streamers, most of whom have experienced abuse of several kinds online. Some have even shared their experiences during interviews within the game. Players start the game as one of Abby's friends whom she trusts, and it is their job to make the channel a success, but also to guide the stream to keep Abby in a positive frame of mind. Online abuse is real and is still happening every day. Gamer Girl seeks to raise awareness of this issue.
Well, online sort of trolling and abuse is definitely a thing. And if they release this game, oh God, they're going to know it.
Yeah,
Yes.
they can cop it.
They already are.
Yeah, so the whole slew of backlash has happened about this, and to be honest with you, I think a lot of it comes around the Gamer Girl side of it.
Yeah.
Them, reducing. A lot of people and female streamers have tried to get away from this Gamer Girl tag.
Yep.
And this the way that they portrayed the trailer with her, wearing skimpy outfits or acting a bit of a ditz, showing cleavage, to the camera and sort of playing it up. It puts a bad spin on like the Gamer Girl side of things.
Well, she didn't, that character didn't need to be that kind of streamer.
No.
Yeah, she didn't need to be a booby streamer, so they call it, or whatever.
Yeah.
They could have made her just an average person that just happened to be a female and tell the story of how females are treated. They're just gamers. Why are they treated differently? It's because men and the internet, really. It's anonymity and people are assholes. That's why. But to tell that story, yeah, I think they took a little bit of a wrong turn by going with the low cut top and the Gamer Girl title. Was that you that suggested those different titles that they should have went for?
Yeah, so
they were good.
So yeah, there was one title was The Fan, and that actually came from an old movie that is, I think it's actually got Wesley Snipes in it. That's a very similar sort of prevalence that, I think Wesley Snipes plays the bodyguard type thing and stopping this person from attacking who he's guarding. And it's very similar sort of style. I like the idea of doing something like this that shows how it can affect someone and how, the abuse can affect people. And the biggest problem is that it's got to be done correctly. A lot of people have seen this and have claimed that it will make, these people that are bullies, that are a little bit sick, that it'll be a bit of a fantasy for them. And that, unfortunately, that paints a very broad brush. There's going to be that in every sort of game, in every sort of movie, in every sort of, thing. I think you've said it before, it doesn't cause people to be murderers, it just makes them more inventive or something.
More creative, yeah.
Yeah, it's there's that whole side of it. So I like the details that Wales Interactive has put out. I really think they've gone about it the wrong way. What about you boys?
Well, look, it sounds interesting to me. I actually wouldn't mind playing this game. But yeah, I just like the title just gives a bad sort of image, and same with the image that they released of the game as well. It's not necessarily going to be a bad game, but I just think that it's being marketed all wrong. And there's also... Skrill says in the chat there, it's not just the guys that are arseholes, it's the Belle Delphines that fuck it for streamers too. And look, I've got to disagree with that.
No,
the Belle Delphines, they're not ruining it for female gamers. It's still the audience that is ruining it, because if you attribute the shit that Belle Delphine does to an actual female streamer, then you're a simpleton. If you're treating them like shit
or
because...
a female gamer, so to speak.
Yeah, but it's still the problem, I think, lies in the people that are doing it. You can't... Like, Belle Delphine, as much as, like, I think she's, like, an idiot, you just don't watch her.
She's a rich idiot.
Well, she's disappeared now, I think, because she has just made that much money. But...
No, she's back now. She broke her legs, apparently.
Oh, did she?
I did read that. I don't watch... Just so we clear that up, I don't watch anything. I haven't seen anything she's done. It was an article that I read.
Yeah, but look,
Yeah.
I still just think it's the toxic community that take the piss out of these people. They're the problem. It's society that are the issue, and it's the people that are giving the hate really to people that don't deserve it. I can't put blame on the booby streamers because look, arguably, I actually quite don't mind a booby streamer. You know,
It's out there. It's a thing for people. The people that do it enjoy it just as much as the people that watch it, and that's fine.
Well, but
And
that's the
it's
thing.
just
Like, I just feel that to say that booby streamers shouldn't be there, they're making it worse for everybody else. That's like me saying, well, I don't like all these like chiseled ab dudes with beautiful features and 3% body fat that are on YouTube because they make me look bad because they're gorgeous.
It's like saying porn stars ruin Twitter.
Well, it's not how it is. It's the viewer. If people want to give me hate, but then gush all over Henry Cavill building a PC, well, that's the people watching. That's the audience. That's what.
Hell, even I gushed over Henry Cavill
Oh
building a
no,
PC.
isn't he beautiful?
I think the other thing is, and not having played this game, I'm just talking subjectively a bit here.
Yep.
If you're going to execute this correctly, you have to be invested in the character to begin with. You have to feel some sort of ownership over them and caring of them for you to play this game properly and get the message that's coming across. And I think what we're already seeing, there's already a disconnect, and we're not doing that already. We're already because of everything that's gone on with boomy streamers and all that, and the general consensus of how badly things have been handled, and by the viewers, by the content creators, the whole lot. We instantly have a preset notion of who this person is, and for the most part, we don't care. So
that's one
I
of the
think
big
your
things
message
too.
is going to be lost to the majority of people that play this game.
Yeah, exactly. I think you hit the nail on the head there too. Is the message is going to be lost because being that Alexandra Burton, who plays the main character, and they've obviously got an invested interest in this. Part of me, the more and more I see it, part of me thinks that whoever's done it, whether it be Wiles Interactive or FMV Future, have got all this information and gone to a third party to create the trailer and gone, here you go, can you create a trailer for this game? Here's a list of it. And someone from the trailer's gone, like someone who created the trailer has gone, yeah, this will work. And then that's worked, and it's exploded, and it's exploded negatively.
Well, we're talking about it.
We're talking about it, yeah. We're talking about it. A lot of people are talking about it. It was trending the other day on Twitter, so it's automatically come out, and it's gone to the top of everyone's radar. So it's coming out on the 27th, I believe, which is this time next week. So we'll just see what happens with it, I guess.
Yeah. Oh well, I'll give it a go, I think.
Yep. If they, like I said, if they can actively get the player invested in the person you're supposed to be looking after, then by all means. Yeah. But that takes some very special writing.
I suppose we should also highlight that it's a choice-based game, so it's like a choose-your-own-adventure. And
which is even more the problem. Like, you'll have people, like, it's a game, so people will play also. There are people like you that will play through one way and then want to play through the other way just to see what happens. And I think, unless the writing's good and you feel invested in the character, seeing them fall apart while you're playing the bad playthrough or whatever you want to call it isn't going to speak to you.
All right. Well, keep an eye out for that. I'm sure we'll be talking it a bit more as the weeks go on. Lucas, Xbox One X has been discontinued.
Yeah, it has. Now, some people may have heard that that's a thing. They've stopped production of the Xbox One X. Sounds a little bit bizarre, but I guess in the lead up to the release of the Xbox Series X, I guess Microsoft are thinking, well, if we shut down production of the current generation console, that's going to free up resources for making the new generation. That means
the new one.
Yeah, that means that there will be less of a shortage come time for people to actually start buying the new one. Because I remember at the start of this generation, there was issues with supply and demand. where you had to pre-order, and there was first shipments, second shipments, third shipments, and there were upset people at Christmas time, or kids or whatever. But what I was also thinking, and Radicus puts in the chat a good point, there must be shitloads in the factory. And I would imagine that they probably have a stockpile of these Xbox One X's, so they're not actually going to run out straight away. But that's the thing. They are not making the One X or the One S digital, all digital.
It's sad. Yeah.
So the all digital and the One X are being discontinued. However, they are going to continue the One S for an undetermined amount of time, so that's still going. I mean, like I said, it does kind of make sense, but it does take away a little bit of the option that you could have had going forward, where you don't necessarily want to get the Xbox Potato, but you may not want to spend the money for the Series X, so you can go for like the X, the Xbox One X. But then I suppose then the not announced Series S, I think it might be called. That may sort of be priced around the X or something. I don't know, but that's a thing that's happened.
Yeah, look, it would. They're a pretty successful business, Microsoft. So I'm going to suggest they've run the projections. They can see where their sales are going. They can see how many Xbox units they've got, and they've just gone, all right, we can stop now. We have enough with our projected sales figures to last us until they'll have a buffer where they've gone, we'll probably end up with this many at the end still.
Yeah.
Well, funnily enough,
and they'll be in the throw out hot sale this time next year.
Yeah,
or whenever.
I was reading a thing from, I think it was Press Start, where JB Hi-Fi had confirmed that they weren't getting another shipment of One X's. Just what they had in their stock is it. That's it, done.
Right. But see, there's a positive and a negative to this. Is the positive being Microsoft must be pretty confident the console's not going to be delayed, because if the Series X gets delayed, they might be in a little bit of trouble, where they may only be selling Series Xbox One S. But they're probably confident that the thing's going to be ready on time for whenever their delivery is at the end of this year. But yeah, the negative is if it does get delayed, not only are they screwed, but the gamers will be screwed as well. But I don't know, time will tell, and that's what they've decided to do.
Oh, they've already got their first lot of predictions. They've already got them built. And apparently Sony's already nearly onto the point. I think they were saying something like 6 million units, and they were going to increase that to 11 before release. So who knows? But it's coming. But another thing that Microsoft and Xbox has stopped selling is a 12-month subscription to Xbox Live. So you can still get a subscription to Game Pass or Game Pass Ultimate, but not to just the base Xbox Live. So there's been a few rumors. You can still get the 1 and the 3 month version of it.
Yeah.
My Game Pass Ultimate runs out on the 25th of August. We'll see what happens, whether I get another one or not, because I don't use it much. But you can still get the 1 month, the 3 month. There's been some speculation that with the Series X, it's going to go to free online play. There's also been a bit more rumors and whatnot floating around that it's going to be focusing solely on the Game Pass Ultimate deal, which you get Game Pass, you get Xbox Live, and you get it for Xbox and PC.
Yeah, look, I don't know. It kind of feels like a little bit of a dirty trick, forcing people to then go for the Ultimate. But at the same time, I mean, I just feel that you'd be silly not to. For an extra $5 a month or whatever it is, that's good value for what you're getting. But I think it is a little bit of a dirty trick, because if you don't see value or do not want the Game Pass, say you only play one game on your console, like you're a FIFA nut, that's all you play. Why would you want to pay the extra for Game Pass? Because you're not going to play any of the games. You don't want to. But then you have to buy the 1 or the 3 month, which is more expensive because it's not the full 12 months. So I feel like that's a little bit of a dirty marketing ploy to just upsell or get more money out of the people who don't go for Game Pass. I don't like it. It doesn't affect me because I am a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber. I love it. I think it's great value, and I'll keep it as long as I can, really. But just for those people that are like what I just described, the one game people, I think they'll probably be a little bit annoyed by that.
Well, time will tell. Squirrels put in the chat. They could be unveiling something on Thursday/Friday our time.
Possibly. Either that, or they've done the research and they're just finding those lower tier people are, while they might have a 12-month subscription, might be still hunting around for those monthly specials and just buying those. Like, there's plenty of people we know that buy it on a month-by-month basis just because they're like, well, I can walk away, and generally speaking, I can find it for cheaper. There's always that dollar deal every now and then, and you can always find other places that will give you cheaper vouchers for, those kinds of time periods.
My ultimate was pay for 3 months, get 3 months free. And then when I bought the One X, I got an extra month to throw on top of it. So, look, I can understand it.
I have I've got Ultimate as well, but I pay my 12 months subscription. But you better believe when I see one of those, get it for a month for $1, you better believe I buy it for $1 and just tack it on to the end of my 12 months. It's still $8 worth of month there.
Yeah, well, my PlayStation subscription goes till I think October next year.
Well, here's a little bit of a tip for people. If you pay per month for Game Pass Ultimate, and you have automatically recurring payments, so the money will just get directly taken out of your account or credit card or whatever every month. Every now and then, cancel it. Wait for the day that it runs out. So it's actually expired yesterday, and then this is not guaranteed, but there's a good chance that once yours expires, you will have an offer pop up on your dashboard saying you can get Ultimate or whatever for $2, or you'll buy 1 month and you'll get 3 months. They'll have some sort of offer. I've done it a few times now, and I've had a different offer each time, but it's usually a really good incentive. Even though you have all intention of buying it again, don't just get stuck into leaving it to come out of your account every month, because you're missing out on those offers that they will offer you when it expires. So do it as a little test. You'll lose nothing from it. Go in and cancel your Game Pass. Microsoft would hate this kind of advice, but go in and cancel your subscription now. You're listening to this, go there, cancel it. If you've got like a 12-month subscription thing, you will have to just wait till the end of your 12 months. But cancel it now if you're month to month. It won't stop working now. It will still stay active until the end of your period. But then let it expire. Then go renew it, and there'll be an offer pop up on your dashboard. And if there is no offer that pops up on your dashboard, then also you've lost nothing. Just sign up again, and you've lost nothing really. So that's a little bit of a trick. Give that a go. And if it works, let me know. Come and join our Discord and say thank you. You're welcome.
And this has been another Lucas life hack. Good old screw.
And we've been hit by DMCA by Microsoft, so we won't be back.
Last bit of news. No Man's Sky has a new Desolation update. Have either of you boys heard about this?
I've seen a trial for it.
Okay, well, No Man's Sky is on Game Pass Ultimate. So a lot more people. There's been roughly 1 million people that have picked it up since it's gone onto Game Pass, which is good to hear. Especially after all the flack that it copped early on. But the new Desolation update actually turns it into somewhat of a horror game. So it gives it a bit more of an Aliens type look. You can now find abandoned freighters floating throughout space. And when you go onto these freighters, they're all procedurally generated, and you go through it, and it's like it's being attacked by sort of like an alien type thing. So it's like an organic biological species that's through these dark corridors, and stuff that can jump out at you. Very much kind of feels like a Dead Space sort of look, without all the obviously complete scares. It's intrigued me again. I want to have another go.
You know what? I don't.
I'm just sitting there thinking, yeah, that's typical Pat answer. Yes, sicko.
Shut up.
I don't know. Yeah. It might be interesting. It's nice that they're adding stuff too, but I've got absolutely no drive to go back to that game.
I still want to give the VR version of it a go. I've actually reset my VR up, so I'm going to going to have a crack on the PlayStation. And yeah, I do like the horror stuff, as Greg said. I'm a bit of a sicko when it comes to that. You know, No Man's Sky is a game that has a good sort of mechanic to it. It's hard to get the drive to get going and, you know, spend what could be an infinite amount of time in it. Does that make sense? Anyone?
Yeah, but I'll pass.
Yeah. You'll pass? All right, I'll let you know how it goes.
Please do.
If I play it, I'll stream it. Radicus will come and join me, so that's all right. That's it for news, unless you boys have come up with anything else.
No.
Nah. Beautiful. All right, well, let's jump into some last words. And to kick off last words, as always, a big shout out to the guys that have been listening on live. A10 as Radicus, Skrill, and Martikins was there as well.
He had to nick off. He said he'll catch up on Sunday.
Nicked. Yeah. So thanks everyone for joining us. As always, it's been a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Other last words, Luke? You got a few things or something?
I've got a couple things. First things first, I want to say a big get well soon to Synth Spacies. Good friend of mine, Brian, who runs the Synth Spacies channel, this week had a massive medical episode. The poor bastard actually had a heart attack, and he's out of hospital now. He's doing well, and we absolutely wish that he comes good, man, and gets all back to 100% health. And hopefully that never happens again, because that would have been super scary. I know I was shocked when, I think it was it Triss that popped it in the in our Discord, which is how I was notified about it, because Brian actually tweeted after his surgery that he'd had a heart attack, and I was shocked, because not only is Brian an internet person that I chat with, he's a friend of mine. He's a really good. He's a good mate.
Yeah. He's a good bloke.
We've met in person, and he is a top bloke. And that hit the internet community hard as well. He had over 500 get well comments on his tweet. So it just goes to show how many people that really care about him. Is a good bloke. So that's what I'm saying here. Get well soon, buddy, and hope to see you back in the saddle as soon as you're feeling good. But I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't rush it, because I know what he's like. He loves the whole gaming thing, the whole social media. He loves his streams. He loves his Spacey show. He was supposed to do Synth Spacey show on the weekend just gone. I was actually going to be on it, but obviously I think it was on the Friday was when he had the heart attack, and so that obviously didn't happen. But yeah, just fingers crossed. I know how keen he is to get back into it. Let's just hope he takes the time that he absolutely needs. But yeah, just another thing for 2020 to come and smack everybody in the face. It's just absolutely horrible, but he is doing well. So go and see how he's going. Either tweet at him or something like that. Send him a DM. That'll be nice.
I actually sent him one today. He's resting up, so that's good.
Yeah. I hope that's what he does for a little bit longer, because I could only imagine the toll that could take on your body. Just another thing. I won't be on the show next week, so I know there's a lot of you that are absolutely heartbroken, but I'm away, so I won't be able to join the guys for next week. So you know what is also the worst thing that I know you guys are going to be gutted for? You're not going to find out what that sound is until the week after.
Oh no! You'll have to tell me what it is, because I've got no idea. Yeah.
It's the sound from 24.
It's Dead Space, isn't it?
Nope.
Oh, it's like, did I pull that out? Just had a moment of glimmer there.
No.
Good stuff. All right, Greg, any last words for yourself, mate?
Thanks to everyone that sent me a happy birthday well wish. I appreciate it. Love you guys. Thanks very much.
All right, no last words from me, except for the usual. Aussie Gamers TV and Snooker Vision over on Twitch. Make sure you come and say g'day. And, of course, Greggio XBL on the Instas. That's it, boys. Let's close it up, eh?
Let's do it.
Thank you very much to everyone that's listened to the show, and especially those that are still listening this far along. Don't forget to continue any of the topics we've discussed on this show over in our Discord channel, or hit us up via our socials. While you're at it, hit up our website, www.theagexp.com. Links, as always, are in the podcast show notes and descriptions. That's all from me. As always, I've been Snooks.
And I've been Lucas.
And I have been Greggio.
Toodles!
Bye-bye, dude. Ooh, once again, we have reached the end of another week in gaming. And if you've listened all the way up until this point of the show, then there's a good chance that you're a perfect fit for the AgeXP Discord channel. And you can join by using the links in the show description. Once you've joined, you will find yourself within a community of amazing people who are all interested in one thing, and that's gaming. You can also join in live while we record the show and have your say. Now, don't forget to subscribe to this podcast so you'll be notified when the next episode is available for your listening pleasure. Until next time, take care, be safe, and keep on gaming.
To another episode of Aussie
Take two.
Take two. Welcome back to another episode of the Aussie Gamers Experience podcast. I am your host, Snoogs, and joining me on deck tonight are my vigilant co-hosts.
Snoogs.
What?
You're not going to believe it. You fucking full cut out. Try again. Take three.
Take three. Let's go again. Let's go again.